On your screens is the fifth and the final member of the Indian selection committee. You know, it's a five-member committee that you always look at, but there was a fifth slot that was vacant for a while now, and that's finally been filled by Mr. Ajay Ratra, the former Indian wicketkeeper batter. And we're here to tell you about his appointment, as to where it came from, what is his numbers like, and what is it that Mr. Ratra can offer as a selector of the BCCI. So be with me as I give you all the details of Ajay Ratra's appointment as the fifth member of the BCCI selection committee. Let's quickly deep dive into all the details that we've put together for you here on Sports Today. First things first, the appointment was made by the three-member committee of the CAC, the advisory committee of the BCCI, that made the announcement of Ajay Ratra's appointment. When does he get into the act? Well, he gets into the act starting the Duleep Trophy, which is the 5th of September. So 5th of September, as you start with the Duleep Trophy, in comes Ajay Ratra. So just about a couple of days left for him to for his first acts to unfold as or his duties set to discharge for the BCCI as a selector, and then he replaces Salil Ankola, who comes from the West Zone. In the five-member panel. A very quick deviation over here, and I feel it's an important one for all of you all to know, that why is it that Salil Ankola is not there in the scheme of things now. Salil Ankola, as you know, comes from the West Zone. You already had Chief Selector Ajay Ratra appointed from the West Zone. Now, what happened was, once Chetan Sharma, the former chief selector, once he resigned from his position, that position was vacant since February of 2023, and you were looking for somebody to come from the North Zone, but then came the appointment of Ajit Agarkar. He became the fifth selector. So you had a five-member panel, but there were two selectors that came from the West Zone. One Ajit Agarkar, the other was Salil Ankola. Salil Ankola, his tenure was also, reports just coming to an end, and you had two selectors from the same zone. But of course, since the chief selector does stay on, since his contract runs much longer than that of Salil Ankola, so Salil Ankola steps away, and in comes Ajay Ratra, the man you see on your screen right now. But let's move forward. We want to be telling you about what is it that he has in terms of his experience as a coach, in terms of his career as well, what were his career numbers like as a cricketer. But before that, I want to tell you what his reaction was after he was appointed. This is what he had to say after he was appointed as the fifth selector of the BCCI. He says that it's a huge honor for him and a challenge also. I look forward to contributing to Indian cricket. That's the first reaction of Ajay Ratra after being appointed as the fifth selector. Now, these are his career numbers. Ajay Ratra, 6 test matches for India, 12 ODIs, 99 first-class games, list A games, 89 of those, and T20s, he's played 17 T20s. So that's as far as his CV, that's as far as his resume. During his playing days, his most vital contribution, if I can recall, came back in 2002-2003 West Indies tour. It was when he became, I believe, one of the youngest, just the second youngest, or maybe just the youngest wicketkeeper batter to score a century, and that too, I think it came in Antigua. That is a record that he'll be mighty proud of even as we speak. But here's the interesting bit. This is what his CV looks like as far as his coaching jobs are concerned. He was with the Indian team also very recently. Let me tell you about that bit. But before that, he's been the head coach with Assam, Punjab and Uttar Pradesh. I can tell you Uttar Pradesh is a difficult place to be a head coach of as well, given the talent, given the amount of people that you're dealing with as well. So he's done a fine job as far as being the head coach there is concerned. Now, here's the interesting part. He was part of the coaching staff for the ODI series which India won in South Africa, which happened right after the 50-over World Cup ended here in India. And then he was also seen as far as his T20 expertise is concerned in the Ricky Ponting era, which also just ended back in 2021. He was part of the Delhi Capitals his coaching unit as well as one of the assistant coaches. So that's as far as Ajay Ratra's CV is concerned. This is what he brings to the table, and let's see, as he says, it's going to be a challenge for him going forward, but he definitely does look like somebody who has the credentials, since he's seen Indian cricket. He himself plays close to 100 games as far as first class cricket goes. So all of that put together and his coaching experience does look like the right man for the job. Let's see how him and the 4 other selectors that he now will be joining, is it that they can contribute to Indian cricket.